Hi, it's Elizabeth. A spot opened up at the clinic and we're going to try to catch the tabby who's been hanging around here for at least a month now. I've had a trap underneath this tarp for a while with the door off, so he's been eating inside of the trap with no door on it. First you put the food towards the front of the trap, and then day by day you move it farther back into the trap. And it's turned around, so I'm going to have to turn it the other way so that the trip plate is in the back, because the door happens to come off on that side. I'm going to be using half a paper plate, some stinky food that he likes. This is some Mariner's Catch. If you have a tough customer, KFC is good. Buy a chicken breast, take it off of the bone, and you can use that. It works really well because it's nice and smelly. I'm going to need a couple of blankets. These are to go over the trap. Once the kitty goes in, you can expect the kitty to get kind of panicky, and you want to cover the trap completely and make sure he calms down. You're going to put him in a quiet place so he can just relax until clinic time tomorrow. He can eat until 10 o'clock tonight. So I use a trap that has 2 doors on it. This is a Tomahawk live trap for neighborhood cats, and it comes with a release access door. The door is important. This is the trap door, and then there's a second door that comes off on the other side. This is the trip plate, and inside you see a trigger rod. It's hard to see, but it goes diagonally from the trip plate to a little hook. You can see the hook right there. About it. I'm feeding Santana right now because for sure he's going to walk into the trap to get the food, and we don't need him to get trapped. So he's eating first, and hopefully he won't go in there. He might. Jingle shows up second, and he might go in there too. So I'm going to be watching on the camera inside the house. I've got a security camera trained on the trap. So I'm going to set the trap up right now. I put my contact information on the top, and my phone number and my name and the kitty's name and what I want done. I'm getting a feline leukemia FIV test and a microchip, so that's additional. So I have that on there along with the neuter and the FVRCP and rabies shots. All right, I'm going to lift this door up like this and going to put the food here. Close the door, hook the hook on there, and when you do that, you can slip one of these through to secure the door, twist tie it. So I'm going to put it in the opposite way that I took it out. Now, this is the end that he goes in. It comes up like this. What you do is you just press it in, pull it up. There's a little thing that you hold on to. And then there's a little piece of metal that catches. It just has a wire that comes down like a hook, and you hook it over the bar in the door to hold the door up. It's pretty simple. Let's see, but this little hook catches on the trap door. When I lift it up high enough, this hook catches on the trap door. He'll walk in here, hopefully step on the trip plate. The trip plate will come down, and this will come clattering down. It makes a lot of noise. Once a cat is inside, you'll want to secure the door. These are pretty good about not popping open, but you'll make a U so that you're not putting your hands near the cat. You'll slip it through. Do this in the shed where I can see. Alright, and I'll tighten it. I'll do a better job with 2 hands, but you're going to do that with both doors, but you'll do it with the other side first. Alternately, I have a TruCatch fat cat trap. I believe Tomahawk now makes a big cat trap as well. They're nice because if you need to keep the cat overnight, cat has more space. I have some cardboard in the bottom of each one. To open the trap door, you have to pull these two circular metal pieces up. I couldn't do that with one hand. It also has a trigger rod, which I can't quite get to here. Also has a trigger rod. The mechanism is slightly different. The trigger rod ends in an L. L comes up, and you set it at approximately a right angle, like so. Right here. It can point slightly downward if you have a lightweight cat, but generally straight across. Same idea. There's a trigger rod. It has a chain on the other end where the trip plate is. Raises the trip plate. It's hard to see. Cat steps on the trip plate and releases this, and it comes down. Release it, comes down. Once the cat's inside, you again have to lift the trap a little bit. I can't do this one-handed, but you have to watch your fingers, and you will loop a giant twist tie through there, watching your fingers. You do not want your fingers to come in contact with the cat. If you tip it generally, the cat will stay on the other end. Now you're gonna first cover the trap completely with a blanket. That's what I'm going to do because the cat has to stay calm. This also has a second door. This kind of trap is not as good for feeding the cat in a trap for a while because this door doesn't come off. Comes up same way. So this is also a release door or an access door. Once the food is on this end, I will loop a large twist tie pipe cleaner through there. And again, completely cover this once the cat's inside so they don't try to fight their way out. With these, I need to also put a pipe cleaner at the top because any place that wiggles, the cat will think he can get out and they can get hurt. So don't want anything that wiggles. Everything should be secured with a pipe cleaner or a heavy duty twist tie. And the cat should be covered. Once the cat is in the trap, you will cover the trap completely with a blanket so the cat doesn't think that he can fight his way out and get hurt. And to keep the cat calm until the vet appointment tomorrow morning. I'm going to feed everybody. Hopefully he will hear me feeding everybody and he'll come over and go in here. That's the plan. Hopefully it will work. It usually works. You might have noticed that I took some twist ties and I put little holes through some cardboard just so he has something to sit on. I'm going to bring a carrier so they can transfer him into a carrier. If you have a really feral cat that you're releasing, they'll put him back in the trap for you if you want to. People have all different ideas about how long to keep the cat while they recover, so I'm going to leave that to you. I tend to keep them until they've recovered and long enough to get them the booster shots for the leukemia. I'm going to get a leukemia test, an FIB test, as I said, because those diseases are in our area and I want to make sure he's protected from those. And to get the leukemia, you can't protect from FIV, but you can protect from leukemia with a vaccine, at least better than not having a vaccine. The biggest favor you're doing for them is getting them fixed so they stop fighting and mating, which is really how those diseases spread. So fixing them is really, really important. I'm going to also get the leukemia vaccine, and there's a 3-week wait, and then you get a booster. I'm also going to booster the FVRCP at the vet. Other people may do things differently. That's what I do. You'll find all kinds of opinions. You'll have to make those decisions for yourself. That's just what I do. I have not had trouble with that. I had maybe one cat who just wouldn't tolerate hanging around until he got the booster shot. I better set up. I think I'm good. I have these blankets here. They have to be long enough to completely cover the trap. You want to cover the trap on all sides and you're going to leave him overnight and bring him in the clinic in the morning. So there's no food after 10 for the clinic here. Some are maybe after midnight, but ours says after 10. They let them have water. I'm just putting water in the food. Some vets say no water too. So it's up to the instructions that you get. You want to completely cover it to keep them calm, put them in a quiet place that they're relatively used to. He's used to coming around here, so I'm going to put him in there with the cats so that he can't escape. And I'll get up early and take him in tomorrow. One thing I'll say is be prepared in advance for everything that you need to do. Have everything ready. Be prepared emotionally too, because you will probably you'll have an adrenaline rush when the cat goes into the trap, and they will too. They get kind of panicked. They might start jumping around, flying around. Cover them up, let them calm down. Be calm, be quiet, don't make a fuss, don't freak out. Just calmly take care of the situation. Just tell yourself, I'm going to stay calm and I'm going to follow through, and you'll be okay. Don't freak out and let the cat out of the trap. Just let them calm down. They'll settle down. Just keep them covered. Covered is the key to keeping them calm. A little update on Newton, who is our new guy, our new feral guy. We trapped him a month ago now, and he got neutered, and he got his FVRCP shot, and he got his rabies shot. He got a microchip, and then a few days later I took him to our regular vet, who gave him a PureVax leukemia shot. That requires a booster, and we also booster the FVRCP. So he has an appointment for tomorrow to go to the vet to get those 2 booster shots. He's had Purrfect for deworming and Revolution Plus, so he should be all set there. He's been hanging out in the shed with Harrison, playing and trying out all the cat beds. He was in the double crates for a while. He didn't want to stay in there anymore, so he's been running around in here. I don't know how I'm going to catch him tomorrow, but as I said before, I've only had one cat that I didn't get in for the leukemia booster, and even Jingles, who's free roaming, I got in for the leukemia booster. So we're just gonna hope it works out tomorrow. I have his double crates cleaned. I have a trap set. He doesn't want to go in the trap. It's not set actually, it's just open with food in it to get him used to eating in it again, but he remembers, he doesn't want to do that. I tried catching him. He wasn't having that either. I put a blanket over him and he jumped up in the air and ran away. He's feral. He likes cats, people. Yeah. He'll look at you with wide eyes or kind of squinty eyes, but he doesn't really want too much socializing. I am able to pet him a little bit with a little toy wand. He doesn't mind that too much. But our big challenge right now is getting him into the vet. And right now he is right behind me under this shelf in the corner. I put a carrier back there and he's sitting on top of it, of course, not in it. I push the crates against the wall so he can't run behind them. But he... so far, he goes in the crates. He goes in there, plays with his scratching post. He goes in, has a snack. Harrison goes in there. They both go in there. And but if I come in, he runs and hides. And he knows I can't get him right there. So I may have to make a little barricade or something so he can't get into that corner and then try to corral him into the crates. I have no idea how it's going to work, but we're just going to go for it. That's how most of these things go. I often don't even remember how it works out. So we're just going to hope it works out.
We just want you to go in the crate so we can go to the doctor. Anybody? Everywhere with the crate. Don't touch this in the crate. Touch this in the crate. Touch this in the crate. That's the boy. That's all I wanted. You're a good boy. Sorry to have to scare you. Sorry. Just till tomorrow morning. I'm sorry, I apologize.
It took a while, but he got into the crate for me, and this is him overnight before his little trip to the vet. And he's just playing with Harrison, who's his buddy. He's not upset, which is good. Mom helped me kind of encourage him into the carrier, and we closed the door. You can close the door to the carrier with a broom handle if you have a feral cat. Just slide it through the wires of the crate. And off we go to the vet again. We are at the vet, and it went pretty well. No problems. I was afraid he was going to jump up in the air, but he didn't. He was a good boy. He's got all his vet care done for the year. And we're back home. Now we can go play with Harrison again. He's going to stay in the shed for a little while, just to make sure he didn't have a vaccine reaction or anything. Let him calm down. And they went right back to playing. They became pretty good buddies. Newton loves running around on those shelves and pushing the blankets around, jumping in the beds. It's fun to watch them. I'm glad we have these cameras. Just checking out those cat doors. I moved the boxes out of the way. There's 2 cat doors. He's not sure you should go out of them right away, but he decides to go for it. And this is his first night out in the cat yard, getting to meet everybody. He's met them before because he hung around for at least a month on the other side of the fence, but this is his first foray into the cat yard. And that's Kiki. She's taking a look at him. Who are you? Do I know you? Harrison's keeping an eye on him. He's over by the fence. Harrison's hopping over to make sure he's doing okay in the yard. You gotta look out for your friends. Now some more kitties are noticing that he's in the yard and gotta go see who he is and what he's doing. Mickey and Handsome are showing up. I find the colony cats are pretty welcoming of other cats. Nobody made any big fuss. Plus Newton is young, and I think that helps a little bit. Although I haven't really seen them have a big problem with anybody. Now Newton's got to look around the whole yard. He's branching out. And that's Sasha coming to see where he's going. Mickey's just following him all around. And Harrison is still keeping an eye on him. I think that's Harrison. Sasha's going to go over to the corner of the fence and see what he's doing over there. This is his first night out in the yard. There are clips from throughout the night. Mickey's still following him around. You can hear the birds singing. He just keeps investigating. And Mickey keeps following him. There goes Sasha. Now he's sitting under the umbrella. looking around. Harrison's still keeping him company. He sure has blended in easily. He made himself at home and everybody accepted him. That Purrfect Fence is so nice to have because they're safe out there in the yard and they can't get into any trouble. Whee! Gotta run across the yard. I love watching him run around in the shed. He likes to race all around the shelves and he wiggles his little bottom and jumps into the beds, and he does this all the time. It's really cute. There's a lot of work getting him all taken care of, but it's worth it when you see him just having a nice time and enjoying himself, and he's safe and he's got all his vaccines done and everything, and he's a happy guy. If you'd like to help out with the kitties, we have an Amazon wish list and some different ways you can help over at roughings.com/links. There's a way to contribute to our vet fund directly with the vet, or there's a GoFundMe. We have a shop where you can buy some of our handmade creations, and we are happy for any help. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed seeing the kitties.